Good evening and welcome in to the Junior LC8 Football Championship here on the Lorain County Sports Network as we've got Firelands starting on offense here in this championship game. I'm Max Drummond, joined momentarily by my commentary partner as we got a big catch to open the game. Firelands not wasting any time to get this one started. As I've also got Sam Sovakul in the booth with me as we're just getting underway here in this opening quarter.
Yeah, Max, that was pretty crazy. Opening play right there. Deep pass downfield. Start the game off for the Firelands Falcons.
Yeah, we know this is a team that likes to run the ball. They usually lean on that ground game, but maybe knowing Columbia does the same thing, they wanted to be more aggressive. Low snap there, but Lingus is going to be able to get his. Sam Lingus is running around to the right side, and he's going to tuck it and keep it. Goes around a blocking receiver, and he'll get tackled out of bounds there. Another nice play for this Falcons offense.
Lingus really taking that to the outside there, Max. Able to really find a hole and follow his blockers. Doing a good job getting downfield. Firelands moving the ball well to open the game here.
That they are, and it's really, in a game like this, you need some tone-setting kind of plays, and it's been 9 weeks building to this point as both teams have won a pair of playoff games, so both well-deserved in this championship game. As Columbia maintain a three-man front, surprisingly struggling with keeping everything in front of them at the moment. Now we're going to see Lenhart get the ball, and he's a common name throughout the Junior LC8 this season. He's going to fight his way forward for a first down as they're hitting both sides of the field right now.
They're going left and right, Max. Trying to hit Columbia from both sides of the field. And, you know, Columbia has to watch out for that. Firelands trying to keep them on their toes, make them guess which way they're going on each play. Something to look for continuing as the game goes on.
That it is, and going to have to set some contain. You would think having the extra linebackers on the field would assist with that.
Oh, yeah, they got to send another brother over there.
So now we've got first down and 10 from the 32-yard line. We're going to see a handoff around the right side going to Lenhart as Harrison Lenhart gets up ahead to the 24. As we've got a quick transition coming in on our end as I'll be joined by Paul Williams now as the three Musketeers, if you will, are back out for the championship round here this evening as the lights are already on, Paul.
Yep, first game under the lights this year. Two great teams. Let's see a good one.
So we're around, we'll call it 2.5 minutes, just over 2.5 minutes into this ball game here. And Firelands has come out swinging on offense. And we're pretty used to seeing this throughout the season, but it's even more impressive on this stage. Man in motion. And we're going to have a stoppage there. As looks like there may have been a penalty being called on the offense that time. So moving back around 5 yards there.
And not only is Firelands, their start impressive, but against Columbia's defense, who throughout the year they've shown they'll bend a little bit, give up some yardage here or there, but they've done a great job keeping teams off the board for the most part.
And it's a defense that really comes in handy with the style of offense they like to use, which is more of a ground attack and maybe gets that defense a little bit more of a rest. And now starting on defense, they don't have that luxury.
They're getting a little taste of their own medicine, honestly.
Now second down and 8 to go, just over 5 minutes here in this first quarter. In the pistol, Lingus, he'll clap his hands, gets it. Harrison Lenhart bouncing it outside right away, and he's going to be tracked down pretty quickly there. One of Columbia's first successful plays on defense.
And that's just a recipe for disaster, that getting a penalty to back you up already and then having any play where you lose yardage after that. Tough spot to be in, 3rd and 9 now, still manageable, but it looked like Firelands was going to keep cruising, and all of a sudden one penalty kind of changes everything.
That it did, and now rests on Sam Lingus here most likely on 3rd down and long, but that's something he may not mind with him being a dual threat that he is.
2 down territory, I'm guessing, so even getting 4, 5, 6 yards could be a good thing here for the Falcons.
Lingus will drop back. It is a screen, and they're going to get at least that and maybe a little bit more as Lenhart follows some blockers.
He gone.
Going down the middle of the field exactly and tackled into the end zone. Lenhart
Man,
kickstarting the game with the lead.
That could not have been set up any better. The blocking was there. They did their jobs. Everyone executed. I don't think he got touched. He started 30 yards out. I don't think he got touched till about the 4-yard line. Just great execution from the Falcons on a 3rd down.
Showing off the vision, speed, and then power to finish off that run, making it 6-0. And they'll go for 1 here, so a slightly more conservative approach here in this championship game.
And you know, with a game like this, 2 of the top teams in the league, every point matters, and we've seen some struggles on extra points from all the teams. So these could come in handy big time in this game.
See if they can convert here, throwing out right side, and it's caught in the flats, but there was a man all over him. It looks like Columbia's John Harris able to make the quick tackle there and keeps it at 6-0.
Still, though, Falcons couldn't have asked for a better start to the game. Also, they wore down the Columbia defense a little bit, almost 5 minutes on that drive. Great start for the Falcons.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how Columbia responds, as when we've had them in the playoffs, we've seen them open games with 6, 7, 8-minute scoring drives, and now if you do that, almost the entire first half is gone. So interested to see how they handle it.
Yeah, I can't recall too many games where Columbia's been on the other side of drives of that magnitude. So it is a very big spot for them to see how they can respond to this. And they don't want to give the Falcons the ball back after just a few plays. So big opportunity for the Columbia Raiders to pick up their defense a little bit.
So they'll have the chance to do so starting at their own 35, 4:15 on the clock. Chase Anderson under center as he'll turn handoff right side, and that's going nowhere. We have lauded and applauded this defensive front for Firelands all season, and it shows up once again early in this title game.
Yeah, I mean, they're just always there. They're always, it seems, winning their personal matchups and quickly getting clear to get to the ball. That was no different, and it's kind of like the best of 2 worlds. Firelands defense, especially their front line, and then the Columbia run game. Something has to give in that matchup, and I'm excited to see what it is.
And so far, Columbia in these first 2 plays have had a bit of a bunch formation in the backfield, which means Firelands is around 8 guys in the box here. They're going to turn handoff same way as last play, and that one is doing just about the same, maybe even lost a yard.
You see the Falcons coaches all fired up on the sideline. It's just, you could feel the championship energy tonight. And Firelands defense is following the cue of their offense and really starting the game off as about as good as you can ask.
As this junior LC8 varsity, the 5th and 6th grade level, caps off the afternoon into evening portion of today's title games here from Firelands High School, as we just saw Vermillion at the, I believe, 3rd and 4th grade level get a title added to their trophy case, and one of these 2 teams will try to do the same. 3rd and 10. Anderson gets it. It's a double reverse around, or a double handoff, if you will, and it's going nowhere. That's been on film a lot, and it looked like Firelands knew that and studied that.
Man, the Falcons could not have came out and been more prepared, and not just prepared, but also executing what they came in wanting to do. Just a dream start for them, and now they have a chance to really put Columbia in a tough spot early on.
And it looks like those Raiders, with facing that predicament, will choose the 25-yard walkout punt, and this home crowd advantage showing up right now as this Falcons home section is filled.
Man, the home section is rocking. Their cheer squad is rocking. The sidelines are rocking. Yeah, it's all Firelands right now. But if there's any team that can overcome a tough spot, it's been shown to be the Raiders this year.
So we'll see their defense up next and Firelands offense when we come back. 2:30 to go here in the first quarter of the Junior LCA Football Championship. Back here in the first quarter as Firelands is back on offense, starting from their own 42. Great field position, and Lenhart increasing that as he gets right up to midfield.
Man, and it seems like every time besides one play that Firelands has touched the ball, they've got a great start, not getting any resistance until they're already 4 or 5 yards out from the line of scrimmage.
And there's not, because of that, not much yard after contact, which is normally a pretty fun stat to look at. But in this case, they don't even need it because, like you're saying, they're getting to this easily to the second level before they have to make somebody miss.
Yeah, the scary part is, though, you know they can get a lot of yards after contact. They just really haven't had to just yet.
It also speaks to the offensive line, as both sides of the line of scrimmage have been doing great on offense and defense so far. So we're under 2 minutes to go. Lenhart will get it again. He shifts his gears, cut back, and I think that's enough to move the chains again.
And neither team has done anything that the other team wouldn't expect so far. It's like both know what's going on. It's just who's going to execute, and it's just Firelands right now.
And it's coming down to some of their impact players here, Lenhart as well as Lingus getting the job done. And for that Columbia defense, you almost wonder at some point if they'll add a fourth defensive lineman to the front to try to limit this success so far.
Hey, you saw Firelands had no problem stacking the box and overcommitting to the run, and it worked out. Yeah, we'll see if Columbia sticks to their guns or if they are going to have to make an adjustment.
60 seconds and counting here in the first quarter. As Firelands is on the move for the second time here to open this ball game. You got Deacon Cooley coming across the screen in motion, and another whistle. So last drive they had a procedural penalty that looked like stunted the outcome of that, but they ended up overcoming it. We'll see if they do it again.
Yeah, and they showed on that last drive they can, but you don't want to keep putting yourself in these type of spots, especially versus Columbia. You don't even want to give them a sliver. When you're in control, like Firelands has came out and taken control of this game, you don't want to give that other team any hope. So the one thing that they might have to look at is the penalty so far in this first quarter.
First quarter that is rapidly approaching its finality as we just got 10 seconds to go. We'll see if they have time to run a play here. They don't have to, of course, if they don't want to. 1-0. So that will be the end of the quarter. Now noticed by the official, and I think Harrison Lenhart may have been the first to see.
The only, I think, player that saw it.
So he headed off to the side, and we'll step aside for a moment. When we come back, we will pick up play here in the second quarter of the championship round of the Junior LC8 Football League here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Back here at Firelands High School, Max Drummond with you alongside Paul Williams. Sam Sovacool on site as well. Getting you all the shots of this game as Sam Lingus will begin the second quarter here with a sweep out to the right, and he's got the corner shoved out along that sideline.
That's what makes Firelands so tough. I mean, you saw what they were getting done with Leinhardt in the first quarter. Lingus didn't have to do too much, but at any time that can happen. He can go for a big yardage gain or just pick up a first down when needed. It's a big play from the Firelands quarterback to make it manageable here on this second down.
And Lingus, when he has been used this evening, it's been as a runner mostly. He does have one pass attempt, which was complete on the first play of the game, and they haven't really gone back to it since, interestingly enough.
Yeah, they can air the ball out, though, and they will at times. But right now, the run is working so well, there's no reason to really mess with it.
As it's the prime spot to use it again, 2nd and 4. Lenhart behind Lingus in the pistol. He'll get the snap, and Lenhart will originally it looked like a dive, cut it outside, breaks through one, and he's going to be close. We'll see if the nearby official gives them the first.
Looks like he should have it, but they haven't signaled yet. I thought it was pretty clear.
As he needed around the 35 and a half, and I thought he got to the 35, but they'll say just short.
Oh, wow.
Despite the lobbying
like
from
he's on it.
Falcons head coach.
Oh, nope, there they go.
Matt DiFilippo was interested to see those chains move, and they do.
Yes, they do, and I think that's the right call. Big first down pickup right there. Again, the Falcons don't let that penalty slow their drive down.
The drive that began pretty good field position, not too far into their own territory. As now Lenhart, he'll roll out with some play action, throws it to the flats and just out of reach. And that's a play that's been real effective for them. So surprising to see a miss. I believe that was Cooley on that one.
Yeah, it's been effective, and it's a tough play to stop, especially when you get set up with 5-6 runs in a row, and then you get that play thrown at you. It's really tough to stop. That was more on the Firelands and just couldn't connect there, but it was open.
Yeah, like you said, that really it tests your discipline, especially in a game like this where you are down 6-0 and you almost expect Firelands to try to take as much time off the clock before the half here. Now we've got 2nd down and 10. They'll go back to the ground game. Lenhart makes a man miss. Cuts past another as he barrels his way ahead. Just shy of another 1st down.
And that's really what makes Firelands so tough. It seems like almost every play, it might not be a big one, it might not get 20, but they're almost always gaining positive yardage and making it manageable to continue to move the sticks. And they've picked up 1st downs all year long, and they're doing the same thing so far in this game. 6 or 7 already, and they're knocking on the door of another.
As, yeah, like you said, it's just been steady movement. Really only one chunk play to speak of, and that was the touchdown run that ended last drive with a score. So you're just, I wouldn't say nickel and diamond, but they're definitely picking up nice amounts of yards at a time, and they do it again. We'll see the officials right at the
It's like the
line
same
again.
situation.
My goodness, yeah, if you're a Columbia fan or player, like, come on. It's got to be a chain link or 2 short.
Man, and I mean, it hasn't felt like it, but we're already almost at the 5-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. So this is the 2nd straight quarter Firelands has controlled at least the first half of the entire quarter, just taking their time on a long offensive drive.
Yeah, it takes pressure off their defense to be out there as often. And for Columbia, you know, you got to wonder how long before you get into a panic or have to use pace on offense. Play action rolling left as he's going to gun this one down the field as that traveled around 20 yards, a little north of 20 yards in the air, and just falls incomplete.
And Columbia really got lucky on that one. The cornerback slipped, but they weren't able to connect the receiver and the quarterback, so the ball really had no chance to be caught. But Firelands had a touchdown there if they were able to connect on that pass.
Sort of flipped this game as we're at the 26-yard line here, 4.5 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. And they definitely want to move the chains here. Don't want to be found in no man's land on 4th down.
Yeah, and it's still only the 2nd quarter, first half, but this is a crucial situation right here for Columbia. The game is so different if they can get a stop and hold Firelands out the end zone.
Well, they get a nice stoppage there with a big tackle along the sideline as Lenhart, normally he's been able to run away from those here in this first half, now right there.
2 downs to go to get this 1st down. I don't think there's any question about that. Columbia, I mean, the game is in their defense's hands right now. Within two plays, they can take back a lot of the momentum and put themselves in a position to possibly take the lead going into halftime.
As it's 3rd and 7 here, most advantageous spot their defense has been in quite some time. And they got to get the ball back pretty quickly here. 3.5 to go till the end of the 2nd quarter. So here's Lingus in the pistol, and he's going to pump fake a screen, puts it up top, and it's bobbled off the hands and falls incomplete at around the 5-yard line. That would have been a huge play for Firelands.
That's 2 plays just on this set of new downs that the Falcons were inches away from a game-changing touchdown pass. Instead, it's now 4th down and best opportunity Columbia's had all game. And think about it, Firelands has ran 20-plus plays already offensively. Columbia's only ran 3 offensive plays. They need a stop, and they need to get a possession before the half, even though they get ball at the half.
Yeah, and that's a great point. Even if you're not able to score by the end of the 2nd quarter to cut into this deficit, you at least get to run a few things and try to take some momentum into that 3rd quarter.
Yeah, hold Firelands out of the end zone, and know at worst you're going into half with the ball down only 6 points.
So 4th and 7 here. No doubt about they're going for a high snap. Lingus is able to get it as he rolls left. He cuts around a defender, and he's going to scramble. I think they're going to say he fit just inside the line to gain, the knocked over the chain gang as he was running to the sideline, but he gets enough for the first.
Now, that is the definition of a backbreaker. Columbia had the defense exactly how they wanted it. They knew the play draw pretty much. The defenders had all the receivers covered, but Lingus just finds a way to just get just enough. And this drive has been defined by Firelands getting first downs by inches. That's the third straight first down now they've got by just the skin of their finger.
Yeah, I mean,
the football.
It was a really close tightrope along the sideline there.
Yeah.
And he was working to the short side of the field, making it more impressive because you expect the sideline to be an extra defender there, but does not matter as they're able to get the first. So they come back out, set up at the 15-yard line, pitch to Lenhart. He fights his way forward to the 10.
And at this point, I wonder if the Firelands coaches would rather them take a 2 or 3 downs before they punch this one in. That way they can guarantee Columbia, if they do get the ball back, it's going to be with minimal amount of time.
With the way they like to move, and most of their passing comes from their running backs or their H-backs on offense, so they'd be really put in a tough spot. So we're under 2 minutes officially here in the second.
Man, this game has went so fast so far, and it's just because Firelands, just with 2 drives, have basically controlled this entire game.
Well, this is the same location we were at last season for the Junior LC8 title game, as Keystone was able to take home that one. Right now, Firelands trying to win it on their home turf. So Cooley will come in motion, fake to him. Lenhart gets it, and he's met pretty quickly, and he's trying to fight through the tackler. Man, he's getting as close to that first down marker every run as he can.
Again, and I think this one I think they didn't get it, so it'll be 3rd and inches. But that was, I couldn't see the number, but huge tackle from one of the Columbia Raiders defenders. Leinart was walking in if he didn't make that tackle, so great job not giving up on the play and letting him out of his arms. And that could be something that comes back and is huge for Columbia if they can hold the Falcons out of the end zone.
It definitely looked like it came from the second level there, the linebacker.
Sure.
So good job by the D-line, keeping the O-line off of them and getting the one-on-one tackle. So now with 45 seconds and counting to go, 2 running backs as they'll lead block for Lingus, who goes outside to the right, immediately spun down. We've got a late flag in there. Tough to say who that'll be on as the clock stops.
And this flag is huge right now. It could change a lot of things one way or another.
And it will be a holding as you could see some frustration from Lingus there. So now that completely changes up what you want to do here on 4th down.
Man, and even
or 3rd down, excuse me.
It's hard to say it'll be a disappointment since they literally have had the ball the entire quarter. But if they don't score here, that's tough. That's a little frustrating, and that's not the way you want to go into the half after controlling so much of the game.
And you'd be leaving points on the field for sure, as now the clock will run. And they've got a few timeouts, choosing not to use them here, so they'll have to rush now.
Yeah, looking like they might only get 2 more plays. If they don't get the first down here or a touchdown, we're going to half. Down to 15.
So here's Lingus with the motion man. It's Cooley. He'll turn, and he's going to run all the way, trying to get around to the edge.
He's got a chance.
Following some blockers as he weaves back through. Tackle down with 5 seconds left, and we've got a timeout from the Firelands coaching staff to stop it at 3 seconds.
This is why I don't understand Firelands not using the timeouts earlier. You can still get a first down. I mean, they could have still saved themselves 3 or 4 extra plays if they needed it. So questionable there, but here we are.
Well, they'll take a timeout, talk things over. We'll take one with them and be back for the conclusion of the first half here in our championship round of Columbia and Firelands on the Lorain County Sports Network. Three seconds to go. Coming out of the timeout. This will likely be the last play of the half. Firelands is in the shotgun. Lingus. He's going to throw it out left to Lenhart, who had some blockers around him. But is that a flag I see coming in?
Oh, gosh.
So it looks like it was called on the offense, declined, and that will bring an end to our first half of play here from Firelands High School as the Falcons, they do lead 6-0, but Columbia with a huge stop there and go into halftime, and we'll get the ball to start the third quarter. So we'll take a quick break here for half, and when we come back, we will thank and shout out a few of our sponsors that have been with us all season long, as this will be our last call of 2025. And we'll thank them, and then we'll get you ready for the start of the third quarter here on Championship Saturday for Junior LC8 football on the Lorain County Sports Network. We're back here for the third quarter, about to get underway of the championship as these lights are becoming very essential now as Columbia starting on offense here. And they get a nice 5-yard gain, and we talked about it a little bit during the break. That's just their fourth play of the half, I believe? Or of the
Fourth
game.
play of the game so far. Columbia with an 11-plus minute drive to end the half after starting the half with a 5-minute drive. So Firelands really controlled that entire half, yet they only came away with 6 points. If I'm Columbia at halftime, I felt pretty good, and I'm feeling pretty good coming out of the half.
As they come out of the huddle, the lone score you're seeing on the scoreboard is courtesy of Harrison Lenhart on a big 30-plus yard run in the first quarter. So
Screen pass, actually.
Yeah, that's right. He was able to dash for a lot after the catch. And speaking of a dash, Branson Boost flying up to the line of scrimmage for that hit.
Man, what a big hit from the young man. And he might not be the biggest player on the field, but he plays with heart, and he showed it there. Big-time stop and big-time play from number 7.
And Boost, I mean, we call his name on offense a couple times throughout the season, but defensively at that corner spot, I mean, it's like they just leave him and give him a half of the field to defend, and he does it to perfection.
Yeah, he gets the job done. He always just seems to be involved with making plays, and that was another one for him on his resume.
He's on the bottom of the screen here. We'll see if he has to stay home, trips up to the top for Columbia as they're going to roll in that direction. I believe that's Mays back with the ball, but trying to spin away, going nowhere.
And I remember early in the playoffs, Columbia was killing Vermillion with those double reverses, those kind of trickery with the handoffs. Firelands is having none of it, and their defense has came to win a championship tonight.
Yeah, they're rallying nicely, and I apologize. That was Landon Clune, who did not play last week. Had a brace, it looked like on his arm or something of that nature, but he's back out there trying to help his team out. But right around 2 minutes into the game, or into the third quarter now, they find themselves in a 4th and 5.
Are they really going for it here at their own 40-yard line?
Well, they may be worried they don't get the ball back till the fourth quarter if they don't.
That's true.
So,
good point.
Like Paul said, from their own 40.
Wow.
Anderson under center, and he's going to roll to the left, throws it out, and it's picked off in the flats. Going back the other way for Firelands. Believe that's going to be Deacon Cooley. He spins out of a tackle and fights his way inside the 30. And Firelands claims back any momentum that Columbia may have had to start the third quarter.
Just a disaster, I mean, from start to finish. And I still don't know about the call of going for it on 4th down. I get it, but that's one of the things that could happen. The quarterback was clearly feeling rushed and like he had to try to make something happen, threw it right into the Falcons' arms, and now Firelands could really put themselves in a great position to come away with a championship.
So that leaves 6:32 to go in the third quarter. And we mentioned how maybe Columbia wouldn't get the ball back if they didn't go for it there. But now, I mean, such a short field, I would hope they get the ball back before the end of the third, unless Firelands has a way to take 6 minutes off the board for just 27 yards to go to the end zone.
Yeah, Columbia should get at least one more touch, I would say 2. But Firelands, just after they crossed the 50 on their last drive, did take off another 5 or 6 minutes off the clock.
So before they can even do that, they'll keep the clock stopped with a timeout. That'll give us a chance to shout out a few of our sponsors here for Saturdays in the fall, as we've had a fun 10 weeks, and we have to thank a few of these organizations because it wouldn't be possible without them, beginning with Elyria Charities, where it's all about education, along with the Lorain County Visitors Bureau, celebrating 200 years together. Also, Zabo Apparel on Liberty Avenue in Vermillion, as you can be game day ready all year long, not just when it's summer feeling in the fall, but when it's starting to feel like winter or just about here in Northeast Ohio. They've got everything from hoodies, hats, beanies, and so much more. That's Zabo Apparel in Vermillion. But also Robert Garcia of Allstate, located in Avon. Chris Kep at Slimans in Amherst, as well as Brian Victor of Howard Hanna, who says to enjoy the game. We certainly have so far. So now a first down and 10, starting after that turnover on downs, and Columbia gets a sack to open this drive. Big hit there. I believe that's going to be Dominic Pizzulli.
Yeah, and that is exactly what the Raiders needed desperately to start this drive. Put the Falcons in a tough spot, which they really haven't been in all the game. They've been dictating this game. So Big play from Columbia there. Let's see if they can now build off that a little bit.
That sets them back. Wow.
Jeez.
They're going to say a 10-yard loss there officially, so it makes it 2nd and 20.
Only bad news now, Firelands has more field to burn time if they do pick up some first downs.
That they can. As Lenhart will get on the ground to the right side as he shoots through the gap, and he's cutting back across the formation. 10-5, touchdown Falcons as Lenhart gets his 2nd score of the evening.
Backbreaker.
And this home crowd, they can't get enough of that.
Man, I was going to say some things, but you got to let the viewers hear this
right.
energy, man. There's nothing like it. Huge play from the Falcons. Seems like every time they've had a penalty, they've bounced back on the very next play with something positive, and right there, that was just icing on the cake.
Yeah, they haven't let those penalties in the middle of drives hurt them at all as they've been able to respond each time to keep the drives going. So 12-0 with 5:41 left here in the 3rd. Columbia was able to step up last time, get a stop on the 1-point try. We'll see a second one of those here from the Falcons.
Yeah, and if anyone from Firelands is going to have a big game in the championship, it makes sense for it to be Leinart. He deserves this. He's been carrying them all season.
As it looked like he would plunge his way in for the point after, but he ran into somebody there. So that keeps it at 12-0 with 5:41 to go here in the 3rd. We've got the Falcons up 2 scores on the Raiders here on Championship Saturday with the Lorain County Sports Network. Welcome back into our junior LC8 football varsity championship game here on the Lorain County Sports Network as we've got a double handoff. Clune gets it back around the left side. He cuts outside, bobs his way through another, and we've got a flag down, so this play may be moving backwards even more. As holding will be the call on the Raiders, so they just can't seem to find much right now on offense.
And we have to give the Firelands coaching staff some love. Their preparation for this game has been phenomenal. It's clear they know what Columbia wants to do when they have the football, and Firelands has been ready for every single play. Not that there's been that many plays from the Raiders.
That's right, they're fresh on defense right now and looking to keep using that to their advantage. So 2nd and 20, and we saw Firelands facing this just a few minutes ago. In real time, we'll see if Columbia has an answer for it as they'll fake the double handoff, and they're going around that left side. They've been prone to do tonight, but just a couple yards.
At some point, I know this is what they're built around. I know this is what got them there, but they're going to have to try something different, get a little creative, maybe just bust it up the middle. How many times have they just handed it off up the middle? They have to try something. Pizzoli is a big weapon on offense. They need to find a way to get him in space.
Yes, we haven't called his name much except for on defense, and normally we're used to mentioning him for the offense as he was able to help break through against Wellington last week.
Yeah, they need a big play from him. We know he's capable, but even if it's not him, the Raiders need someone to step up and give them some life.
As there's under 5 minutes remaining here in this 3rd quarter, they are down 2 scores now. Anderson turns. Hands off left, and that's going to be a run. Slight cutback across the formation, so that's going to get past the original line of scrimmage, helping them out for this 3rd down.
And that's actually a huge play. While it didn't go for 30, it didn't pick up the first down, it cut what was a first and very long until a 3rd and very manageable. So not a home run for Columbia, but a step in the right direction. Now they have to build off that and pick up this first down.
And that did look like Pizzoli on the run, so they take your advice there and get him involved, his first carry of the game.
Up the middle, too. Finally go up the middle with Pizzoli.
So now with this 3rd and 8, they may use the next 2 downs to try to pick it up. Anderson, hands off. It'll go to Pizzulli. He has to make a cut right away.
Another flag.
And, yeah, it looked like Gavin Byer of Firelands had his hands up asking the official for the flag. The line judge was ended up being the one giving it to him. So it's a second holding here on this drive for Columbia.
And these holdings are really killer. I mean, offsides, any type of penalty is bad, but these 10-yarders really, really hurt you when you're trying to make anything happen, especially against a defense that you haven't shown you could do much against anyway.
Yeah, it makes them a little more one-dimensional here with what they choose to call. As Firelands did accept it, so they're playing the field position game, as that would have made it around 4th and 7 to go, but they'd rather set the Raiders' offense back a bit.
Yeah, a successful play for the Raiders here would be to get back to a 4th and 7. So I understand that decision for sure.
Trips at the bottom of your screen, running back behind Anderson, and they'll give it on a sweep around the outside. And that's going to be a throw, and it sails past everybody there, and we'll bring up 4th down.
I mean, there's just this Firelands team. My goodness, have they been impressive on both sides of the ball. I don't know which side has been more impressive, but, man, they are looking like they're on a level of their own right now.
They're playing to their standard indeed. And, you know, we've mentioned a few times throughout the playoffs that the junior LC8 at the varsity level, their champion has reflected the varsity one, as Columbia won it this season for high school, but it's looking like it's going to take a large feat and effort from the Raiders to get back in this one to keep that streak going. But Firelands forced the punt, and with just over 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, we'll take a quick break and come back and see the Falcons on offense once again. Firelands back on offense here in this 3rd quarter, up a couple scores. Guess who? Harrison Lenhart around the left side, and we've got a flag thrown in near where he was getting tackled.
A lot of laundry tonight from both sides of the football. Firelands has been able to overcome their penalties. Columbia, it's changed everything when they've gotten their penalties.
And last drive is clear evidence of that, as they saw 2 holding penalties, set them back, and they just weren't able to overcome it. So that hold will be a spot foul after Lenhart had gotten a bit down the field, so it's only going to result in around a 1st and maybe 15 to go from their own 44.
Yeah, and at this point, Firelands, they don't need to get back into the end zone, really. They just want to control this clock, burn as much as they can, and be safe with the ball.
Safe with the ball there. Lenhart gets it up the middle, but he's going to be brought down by the combination of Pizzulli. Looked like Matthew Taylor shutting that one down, so it's 2nd down and 12 here.
And, boy, would it be big for one of the Columbia Raiders defenders to try to come up with a big play, whether it's a punch out, a big sack, something. They have to get something going, because right now, I mean, this is Firelands. This is their bread and butter. Have a lead in the 2nd half with the ball, control the game. It's going to be tough for Columbia to stop that.
Yeah, and we'll see if Firelands gives them a chance to create one of those havoc plays by going to the air. And they were going to right there, but that's the 3rd false start penalty that we've seen called on Firelands. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, all of them have been in passing plays. So a little bit of a trend going on there. They probably want to see cleaned up.
Yeah, and they've only ran 3 or 4 passing plays, so it seems like every single one they've tried to run, it's been halted by a penalty. That's probably the only thing that the Falcons aren't doing at an elite level right now.
So it leaves just over 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd. This clock will now run, with the Falcons up 12-0 at the high school level over on WOBL last night. If you were tuned in, you had a chance to hear Columbia lock up the LC8 championship for high school as they defeated Firelands, I believe, on this field.
Yeah, it was. And just another dominant victory for that varsity team that's been great all season long.
And we've got a high snap as Lingus has to get a hold of that and just do what he can to get some yards back.
And that's the chance right there. Columbia, if they could have came up with it, even better. But now they have a chance to get the ball back maybe before the fourth quarter starts.
That sets them back all the way to the 32, and there's a minute and a half until that fourth quarter. And I was just about to say the field looks in pretty good condition, and obviously we've got clear skies tonight, so no weather to affect the snaps there. That one just a little bit high for Lingus.
Yeah, and speaking of weather, man, this season was phenomenal. I mean, I think every single Saturday up until this game, you could have worn shorts to the game and been okay. I think we did wear shorts for almost every single game.
And funny enough, I mean, last season when we were here for the title game, it was way colder than this.
Yeah, and this feels cold because of how nice it's been.
Yeah. So it doesn't look like it's affected either team this evening. It's just a nice day for football weather. Right now, the Falcons got some confusion going on with their offense.
Got to be coming close to the play clock expiring. There's a lot of time.
They got the snap off before them, but it
go.
just was it seemed like a lot of confusion and a mess from the start, and it ends with more lost yardage. So that's easily Columbia's best defensive series of the evening.
They will get the ball back to start the fourth quarter with the championship on the line. Not much more you can ask for. Sad it's going to be the last quarter of the season here in about 13 seconds, but excited to see what Columbia can do.
Well, we'll head to that fourth quarter here in a moment, and we'll see if it is the final quarter of play or if these two teams want some extra football for the season, but we'll find out in a little bit when we come back here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Firelands up 12-0 on the Raiders. Start of the fourth quarter here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Junior LC8 football. It's the 5th and 6th grade championship game as it's the conclusion of 10 weeks of football as Columbia, 1st and 10. They're seeing a little bit of movement there, and they start the drive with a positive gain, and they desperately need that.
And as crazy as it is to say, they started this drive with just about the best field position they've had all game at any point. So they're already across the 50 for what I think would be the first time all game, if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully they can use that and build on it and get themselves in this end zone, put a little pressure on the Falcons and make this a game.
As the Raiders are looking to win their second title in 3 seasons here at this level, as we've been able to be on radio for one of them, and then last season they lost to Keystone in the title game on YouTube. So in our 3rd overall year, here's we'll see Beck fake it to Clune, and Beck's going to keep it around that right side as he gets up around to the 45, and it's 3rd and short upcoming.
Good job by Firelands to stick with it. Broke the first tackle, but a gang of guys always there, it seems, for the Falcons and on the defensive side of the ball. Columbia now has a manageable 3rd and 2, but they're going to at some point have to hurry it up a little bit, play with a little more urgency because they have just over 7:30 left, and they need 2 scores to get back in this game.
You talk about the effort and guys rallying to the ball. You may see more of that here as there's around 4 substitutions made for that defense. So a lot of fresh legs out there as Anderson hands off. He'll go up the middle, and that's going to be close. Ball carrier was tackled right around that first down line to gain.
think he's just short, maybe a yard short, and here it is. This is the play of the season right here. It's going to be 4th and short, and Columbia has to pick up this first down.
The best way to describe it is there's around 7 minutes to go and counting here in the 4th quarter. This is the furthest this Columbia offense has made it down the field. They have to continue to build on that.
Yeah, and the way the Falcons have been playing tonight, they might not. Columbia has a great chance to not see the ball again if they don't make something happen here.
So they're at the 44, and we got a timeout call ahead of the snap. So Firelands wants to talk it over a little bit further as the clock will stop at 6:42 to go here in the final quarter of play. So we'll take a quick break with them. When we come back, we'll see Columbia trying to convert here on 4th and short in the 4th quarter of the championship game on the Lorain County Sports Network. Fourth down, biggest play of the game, and like Paul mentioned before the break of the season, they need the 43-yard line to keep this drive alive. And we have a false start. I believe that will be called on Columbia, and that sets them back 5 yards.
Just the one thing that for sure could not happen in that situation. And honestly, that sums up this game for Columbia. It just hasn't broke their way. Firelands has taken all the good luck and all the goodwill, and any other little bit that was left has also seemed to go Firelands' way.
Yeah, there's been a few moments where feel like the game hangs in the balance in them, and like you said, Firelands had a few more to go their way and to take advantage of. So offense will stay out there. You have a little choice or say in that matter, but now you have to get 6.
Yeah, and the play call changes. Are the guys ready to execute this play? Is the personnel in there? It's tough, man. That's just not what you want to see happen in that situation.
Trips on the bottom of the screen. They'll fake the handoff to one of them, and Clune, he's got some space out to the left. He's going to get that first down, and he finds the corner, tackled out of bounds at the 25, so picks up close to 24, 25 yards there and keeps this drive moving.
And keeps this game going, folks. This game is not over yet. The championship has not been decided, and Columbia, for the first time all game, shows some spark and makes something happen when they really had to, when their backs were against the wall. Huge play for Columbia, and they did another double handoff trickery play. It worked, so let me hush up about them running those plays.
Well, in that one, it definitely came as a good setup, and because they had trips on that side, there were 2 guys already blocking, leading the way, and that's definitely what helped get that first. So now, fresh set of downs to work with from the 25, just over 6 minutes to go. Anderson under center, as he will give it to Clune this time, and he'll do another fake and tries to cut around a few Falcons as he's yet to go down. Finally dropped close to the red zone.
Another positive play for Columbia, but that clock is ticking. They're going to have to get this ball in the end zone and do it soon. I mean, realistically, they kind of have to get it in before it gets to the 4-minute mark, or else it's going to be very tough to turn Firelands over in the amount of time they'd need.
As Columbia, they have been able to have some success throughout the playoffs scoring, but it's mainly fallen on their defense. Right now, the offense got to repay them. Here, 2nd and 5 to go from the 25, 20 and counting here in the game.
And despite the tough situation they've been in, they really haven't went to the air. They've kept it to the ground, kept it to what they do. And, I mean, hasn't paid off yet, but, oh, gosh.
Huge tackle for loss as they tried to sweep around the right side. But Dominic Snyder wasn't having any of it.
And that play at this point in the game is just, I mean, that can be a game-stealing tackle for loss from the Falcons. Huge play for them, and now Columbia finds himself in yet another tough third down spot. And again, they have to pick something up here, and that clock is just not their friend.
It is not, as it's right around 4.5 to go, and it's still ticking. So now we'll see trips to the top of your screen. Or at the bottom of the screen the last time they used that. Anderson will give it off to Beck as he'll keep it this time. Couple Falcons in pursuit. He'll get past a few, and he gets cut down inside the 20.
Here we go again, another fourth down. That the game's on the line with this one for sure with where we're at time-wise. And I just want to know, why did it take for us to get to the championship game until a game went this freaking fast? Because this has just flew by. I don't know how we're in the final 3+ minutes of the season right now.
Yeah, both teams using a lot of the ground game. We'll see if Columbia chooses to do that here, or if they'll go to the air for 4th down and 5. And they're going to do another fake double handoff. And Landon Clune, he can't escape, as it happened so many times. Firelands had gotten wise to it.
They lived by that play, and their hopes to come back in this game might have just died by that play. I don't know. I don't know if it's just the coach just didn't have confidence in trying something different, but you would have liked to see the Raiders at least attempt a few passes there.
So now they give the ball back to a Firelands offense that really, outside of a few pass attempts, they've been doing most of their damage on the ground, and that just sets them up nicely for what they'd like to do here.
And it's just crazy to see a team in Columbia who's almost every time we've seen them this season, they've been on the other side. They've been the team that's dominating, running out the clock the whole second half, and looking like they can't be stopped. To see Firelands making Columbia look so mortal and so below the level that Firelands is at is really impressive. And the Falcons have came into this championship and not just walked or backed into a championship. They are taking that thing and earning it right now.
As they'll get the opportunity to hoist the trophy here on their home field. And it's definitely been an exciting season for them, as I believe every week that they've been a part of the Lorraine County Sports Network coverage, they have won. I'm not sure if they're undefeated overall, when we haven't been at a couple, but they have definitely been the best team this season, and it's carried on into these playoffs and into the title game tonight.
Yeah, it really has, and it's a group of kids that's going to be fun to watch as they grow, and who knows, I'm sure we'll be calling a lot of their names in 3, 4, 5 years.
As we had an interesting discussion with Tim Mennel a couple weeks ago, junior LC8 football director, works down with the Black River Pirates. That first year of coverage on the radio, that's a low snap, and Lingus just has to fall on it. But that first year of coverage on the radio back in 2023, those kids are hitting freshman year next season. They will be freshmen, and some of them will get the opportunity to play on Friday nights as ninth graders.
Man, it goes so fast. You think these kids have all the time, we have all the time, but it really goes in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, we've got one Caleb Steinhofer firing up the crowd. You may have heard a little spike there, even though they lost yards on the previous play. Number 1 for the Falcons gets the crowd fired up.
Yeah, and honestly, that was a very smart play from Firelands. They, in a lot of situations, would have tried to pick the ball up and still make a play. They understand where they're at in the game. Just fall on it, secure it. We don't really need anything but to waste this time right now.
As it's under 3 minutes to go in the ball game. And keep in mind, even though this is the end of the season, if you are a player on one of these teams, or obviously teams that we covered throughout the season, a parent, guardian, all of these live streams are archived on the channel, so you can go back and relive the 2025 season as many times as you'd like. So now Lenhart will get the ball up the middle as he is met right around the 18, brought down. They'll bring up a 3rd down and long here.
And, I mean, the running game is a big part of all teams in this league's game plan, but just feels like I don't know if we've seen I think just one completed pass all game from either team.
And that one I think there may have been 2 or 3, and one was on the very first play of the game. The other one was one of our touchdowns. When Harrison Lenhart went around 35, 40 yards or so on a screen to the house. He also had the second touchdown on a nice run where he cut back across the formation, and he actually scored in the end zone that you can see part of right now, thanks to Sam on the cam. As We've got a few more businesses to thank for their sponsorship of the Junior LC8. As we mentioned a few earlier, they're also at every pause screen and on the bottom right corner of the screen during the games like you see right now. So please thank them or go thank them by visiting them, using their services. We've got Semperfi Plumbing, where uncommon service is a common virtue with Semperfi Plumbing, as well as Jones Bones Barbecue and Grub, home of smoking good barbecue. So now, after the timeout from Columbia, Firelands offense will return to the field, 3rd and 11 from their own 19. 2:21 on the clock, and we've got some guys moving early. And it could be a 50-50 of who they call that on.
I think it's going to be on Firelands because I saw their coach throw the clipboard, throw his hands up, and you love to see it up 12-0, about to win a championship, but he's still into this game.
Things, right?
Yeah, threw it again. I love it.
That's what got them to this point, and a few of these kids, as it's the 5th and 6th grade level, 6th graders will likely move on to middle school, but there's a few 5th graders on this team and even a 4th grader down there that'll be back for next season. So there's going to be a couple guys that come back, as that's a low snap there. Lingus will just pick it up. So there's nobody near him and tries to run outside. He's tackled for loss, but stays in bounds with just over 2 minutes to go. I think we'll have another timeout from Columbia.
Yeah, Columbia probably would have been better off just letting them run out of bounds there, preserve one of the timeouts. But either way, kudos to Columbia. They are not giving up. They're not hanging their heads, and they come out, get a quick stop, and at the very least, they should get the ball back.
As their defense has played much better here in this second half. So they call that last time out of theirs, and with 2:13 to go, we'll go to break as there's a punt in progress. So Columbia will get the ball back when we come back here on the Lorain County Sports Network. So now Columbia, after the stop on defense with 2:13 left, will get the ball. Really good field position.
Great field position.
They're at Firelands 32, Chase Anderson, making sure everybody's on the same page, as I believe that's Pizzuli. He's telling a few last-minute things, too. So he'll drop straight back, 3-step drop, and he uncorks that one, and it's in and out of the hands of the receiver there. So they like their matchup, but it's going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, and these are the plays I would have liked to see them go to a little bit earlier. I mean, even that one right there, while it didn't work, you can see the receiver had a little separation, and he has the size to come down with jump ball type throws. So I would have liked to see Columbia try that a little more early in this game. But, hey, at least they're taking chances now, I guess.
Man, the receiver was able to get both hands on it, so he had a decent shot at the catch there. So now 2nd and 10, still over 2 minutes. As we're going to see, I believe that's Beck this time dropping back. He puts it up, and it's brought in. Caught by Columbia, so they get down to the around 12-yard line with a huge connection there. Stops the clock for a moment at minute 57 to go.
And that was an even tougher catch right there. He had two guys covering him the entire way, threw it up in the air. Anyone could have came down with it. The Raiders somehow did, and now they're in business. Again, wish we could have seen this a little earlier.
Well, we have a weird thing going on here. So the clock stopped to move the chains. I think Columbia thought there was a timeout in progress because they have water out. And they're discussing things as the clock was ticking. So I'm very confused how that played out.
Yeah.
So they may have had one leftover timeout. We weren't aware of that. Is possible, as they're up to the 12. And I believe they're going to put just over a minute 50 up on the board for time.
Yeah, I think the play stopped at about 1:51, so that's the right call to make. And Columbia has enough time to get one in here. It's going to be tough to get another possession, but let's see if they can finish strong, finish on a high note no matter what happens.
As I'm trying to get a number here under the lights. as I believe Anderson has come out as their quarterback, and Mace Beck may be under center. It's either him or Clune, so we'll have a better idea here. It looks like Beck as he's going to roll right and cuts upfield immediately, makes one man miss, and he's tackled down inside the 5. So they're going to have to hurry.
Man, and even on this possession, which has been by far Columbia's best, seems like everything they pick up has been so hard. They'd have to work so hard for every yard. Just a testament to this Fireland defense.
So with 1:30 to go, they rush up to the line. Now they're going to see him drop back, looking to the end zone, gets a block. He's running out of space and time, and he
Just
puts it
throws
up, and it looks like it's picked
intercepted.
off. Firelands
Oh.
gets the ball back, and that should just about do it. Here is they'll take home the 2025 Junior LCA Championship, most likely.
Hey, I don't think there's any most likely about it.
It's a raucous environment. Cowbells ringing, clapping, fans cheering with just 1:21 to go. The 5th and 6th grade Firelands Falcons looking to pick up and claim that final championship down on the sideline from this afternoon into the evening.
Yeah, there's definitely been championship energy in the crowd to match this championship game. Great game from the Falcons. Great season overall. Sad it's over with, but man, listen to this crowd.
So we heard a bit there,
And there's still 1:21, folks.
yeah. So it appears they're gonna possibly have to snap it one more time for a kneel down, as we've seen in the regular season. If a game's decided and with this little time left, sometimes they'll take it straight to midfield, but they'll get to use victory formation, which is fitting. They earned it.
Exactly. That's never a bad thing to have run a couple plays in victory formation, just to crown the final achievement for the Falcons, who had and from what we've seen, a perfect season. Haven't seen them lost yet. They're not going to lose tonight, and they will be the 2025 Junior LC8 champions.
And with that, he drops to a knee, does Lingus. And those Falcons are ready to celebrate.
Got one more, I think. They want to celebrate.
They tell
so
the coaches
bad.
that, but they're halfway on the field
One
as well.
more. Math. The math ain't mathing, Coach.
So looks like they're gonna get it down to probably around 40 seconds, and that'll do it for the play clock and game clock, as Firelands, for the first time on the Lorain County Sports Network and with WOBL, WDLW coverage, are going to take home a championship here in the Junior LC8 level. And we got a long list of people to thank, as it's been a fun season, another opportunity to come out and cover these games. Tim Mennel, the Junior LC8 League Director, as he was able to help us out with rosters, locations, and speaking of the locations, all these high schools opening up their press boxes and giving us environments like this. As they've been doing it on a high school stadium all season, we've been able to broadcast out of these press boxes, and now they get to do it under the lights. So a big thank you to all the host locations in Lorain County League high schools, and as well as Vermilion, that were a part of this season, making it what it was. Big thank you to Gary and Renee Tollett, owners of WOBL, WDLW, as they give us the opportunity to come out and cover as much around the county as we can, even youth games like this. All of you for watching throughout the season, and the players. I noticed there was a comment from a Keystone Wildcat saying he was watching tonight and wanted to see who won this game. Big thank you to you, partner, for all of your hard work and dedication coming out to these games with us throughout the season. It's been a real fun one.
Man, it's been special, and of course, thank you to you, you, Max. You're, the dream partner to have in this broadcasting thing that we do. And then, yeah, Sam on the cameras, just as much of a part of us as the ones talking. You might not hear his voice as much, but he does a lot more than I do, and we just need to appreciate him.
Oh, yeah.
And again, partner, it's been another great season with you.
And it's been the Three Musketeers. I haven't called us that this season, but I thought I'd pick it up tonight. It's fitting.
Love
and
it.
We're seeing the victory bell be rung by Firelands over there. Also, thank you to a few more from behind the scenes, as Duke Antec gives us all of these scoreboards you're seeing and the capabilities of that, and a lot of the stuff that goes into it, the technology side. So big thank you to him. And it's going to put a wrap on this season of Junior LC8 football, our third being able to cover it. So congrats to Firelands, who were able to come out with a 12-0 victory over Columbia, who also had a great season making it to this point. And for 2 out of 3 seasons, they've been a part of these title games. So winning one. So it's been an incredible ride for them as well. And as you mentioned, near the end of the fourth quarter, looking forward to seeing how these teams and these players develop into the future years, the future of the Friday Night Lights, where hopefully they'll be on camera and in the same capacity on Friday evenings.
Yeah, hey, and these kids deserve this type of coverage. I mean, it's a special thing. Let's support, let's keep this going, and let's just make this year 3 of what is a long, long run doing this for these kids.
So for Paul Williams, for Sam Sovacool, couldn't agree more with that sentiment. I'm Max Drummond. Have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you for watching all season long. Make sure to like and subscribe, and remember you can find all of the games from this season that we have covered. Big thank you for tuning in, and for the final time of 2025, have a great rest of your weekend, and good night from Firelands.